Alright guys, another quick video here. I know some were asking about it. Some already know about it, just like the other one. But the hotkeys are when you're attacking or whatnot. So I'll show you here real quick on it. Helps a lot when you're attacking, whether it be a rogue base or a regular base, you know, somebody else's, you know, an enemy base or whatnot. But it's just, it helps a lot than having to click all over your screen rather than, you know, touching buttons. So what we'll do, I'll show you here real quick, like down here on the bottom. Okay. These are all your different attack measures that you can use. And it actually, if you look, it actually has the letter right above it here to the left of what it is. So like here, Ruby. My Ruby's off. I can click to turn her on, or I can click to turn her off. Or, if you see, I'll move my mouse over, the letter R turns Ruby on, turns Ruby off. And it works the same way with everything else here. So I'll go ahead, I'll deploy my dog. Alright. Also, I don't know how many of you like to use what they call the expert mode. And that's this little button up here on the right. You can click that to go to expert mode. Or you can click H. It even says it right there, hotkey H. So you can go H to turn it off, H to turn it back on. Okay. Alright, now say you want to, like a lot of us that know, if you're using like the Juggernaut and you have a caretaker with it, or basically any platoon that has a caretaker in it, what happens, we get fighting and the caretaker likes to turn around and run away from us. So if you actually have your caretaker on fire at will, it will stay with whatever unit you're using it with, such as the Juggernaut. And it's easy to do that. Make sure you have it selected. It shows down here in the right hand corner. It's selected. And all you have to do is push the F for fire at will. Okay? F, F. Of course, you can't take fire at will off unless you actually, well, click it somewhere else, take control of it yourself. Or we can go push S for stop. So if they're running or going into attack, so like say we have fire at will, just hit your S button and it's the stop. Now this comes in handy too when you're doing some bases like the Kraken base, where we're using the Dina and Cyclone trick. Okay, you know, you hit and end attack. If you are creeping up on a unit or a turret or something, and you hit defend, okay, I hit the D button, but if you hit defend, if it's close enough to fire, it will fire. And then of course now they're not, you know, cloaked and they get fired at and they all die. But if you hit S for stop, it'll stop and will not fire. Okay? And then we'll come to defend. It's the D button. Alright? Okay, and what that does is it'll sit in that sit in that spot until a unit gets close enough for them to attack it. Alright, and the next one we have is going to be the attack move. And what that does is whatever you have selected will move to the point that you select, but it will attack anything in its way while getting to that point. And what you need to do is, well, of course you can click here, or you can hit your A button. And you'll notice that the mouse here, when you click somewhere, it does kind of like a crosshair thing with the triangles in it. But when you hit your A button and go into the attack mode, see how it changes red? That's a little tiny crosshair. And then what you do is you would click somewhere, and that unit will go to that spot. Like I said, will attack anything in its way. Okay, so real quick again, up here, for your expert mode, H. Turn it off. All right. Ruby is R. Ruby on, Ruby off. Ruby on, Ruby off. Stop is the S. It will stop and it will not attack. Okay. Fire at will. It'll just start going in and attacking whatever it wants to attack. Whatever closest. And of course we have defend. And it'll stay in its spot and then attack whatever is closest to it as it's coming towards it. One thing we can also do, I know some of them do when they're actually making videos, or if it helps you see, you can actually zoom. That's what this is right here, your hotkey zoom, Z. So you can zoom out to see the entire base you're attacking, or you can zoom back in. Alright, I'm not touching that, it's the Z button. Zoom and zoom. Okay. And that's pretty much everything as far as the hotkeys go. There is one thing if you wanted to check, you don't have to. The B button will toggle the health bar on both yourself and all defenders. Okay? If you want to use it, you can. But just a little something real quick so you can understand when you're in a fight, instead of having to, use your mouse and click on everything and go back, you can concentrate on your attack and use the keys on the keyboard to follow through on whatever you want to do, whatever mode you want to put your troops or platoon into. All right, it helps a lot. So, well, I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, again, like I said, let me know. But it does help quite a bit. So, good luck.